Motility Anywhere uses a program called Motility Pay to process your checks. If you chose not to participate in Motility Pay or need to complete a manual check in the system, you can do this through the Print Checks feature. Open the Accounting module from the main menu. Choose the Print Checks option from the quick links on the left side of the screen. This will open a pop-up window. Use the drop-down arrow to select the bank that you want to write the check out of and click the Confirm button. This will open the Check Details window. On the left side, any previous checks that have been written from this bank for the current month will show. If you needed to view information about a previous check, you can click over the check in the list to the left, and the check information will be displayed in the middle of the screen. Once you are done viewing the previous check, choose Save to move on to creating a new check. Click the Add button in the lower right to create a new blank check. Fill in the header information at the top of the window. The company number will default to the company where you are logged in. The date will populate with today's date, but can be adjusted by clicking on the calendar icon. Confirm that the posting month and year are correct. The journal will default to R1, Cash Disbursements, but this can be changed if needed by clicking on the drop-down arrow. The posted box is shaded to indicate that the check will be posted upon completion. Move to the center of the screen to complete the information for the check. The check number will automatically populate once the check has been marked as printed. The GL account number will default to the GL account of the bank chosen at the beginning of this process. You can override the GL by typing in the GL account or by choosing the ellipsis button to search for the GL account. If you want to view the balance of the GL account, click on the $sign. The check status will initially show as not printed and will update during the check process. If you are working with an electronic entry, you can choose the status of Cleared Electronic at the end of this process. The Profit Center will default to the same Profit Center selected in the header. If you are writing a check for a different Profit Center, you can change this by clicking on the drop-down arrow. The check type is normally set to Standard. However, you may also process a customer refund, stock purchase, floor plan payment, or floor plan interest payment. The memo field is optional and can be used for notes. The amount field is where you input the amount of the check. If this is a 1099 or an auto draft, click to check the applicable box. Choose who the check is for in the Payee section. If you are writing the check for a new entity or one that hasn't been entered into the Motility Anywhere program, click on Add New Entity and complete the information to create the new entity record. If the check is for an existing entity, click on Add Existing Entity to open a search window where you can search for the payee using a variety of options. The program will return possible matches. Select the payee that you want to use and click the OK button. The Payee section can be collapsed or expanded by clicking on the section header. We'll collapse the section for easier viewing. The table below the Payee section will show any outstanding amounts owed to the payee. You can enter pay amounts individually on each line if you are paying towards specific amounts. If you wish to pay all outstanding amounts, select the Pay All button. This will automatically create lines in the table below to reflect payment amounts. The table at the bottom of the screen shows the individual entries. The top line contains the bank portion of the transaction. This reflects the bank's GL account and generates the credit entry. If you chose to pay multiple amounts from above, each payment will show on its own line. If needed, you can manually correct the payment amounts shown in this table. Again, accounting transactions must be in balance to be able to save. You can print the check by choosing the Print button at the bottom of the screen. The status of the check will change to printed. The program will fill in the check number, and the check that you just completed will show in the list of checks to the left with the other checks for the month.